Alright, we're jumping into BHANHacterox vs JaZe, and as this is the second match of theirs in the round robin, that means that one of them has the opportunity to come back 1-1, as both of them have lost their first matches in the round robin. It's going to be Rune versus Haven, so it's going to be Aegis versus Burn Rune. Let's think about what the implications are here for this situation.
Alright, well, they both didn't like their hands. I don't blame them. They were bad. So they got rid of them. And BHANHacterox with the Dirt Rune. Kind of happy to see this. Unfortunately, though, his hand's not pretty stellar.
It's not. And JaZe's hand is.
Yeah. JaZe's hand is exactly what he wants. BHANHacterox's hand
I think this was actually like, ooh. This was a misspoken thing I think earlier, but when Rainey called it Burt Rune, I think I'm just gonna always call it Burt Rune from now on.
Alright, we're gonna call it Burt Rune. That's the name.
JaZe has an alt art Heavenly Aegis in his hand.
Wallet Warrior, let's go.
Heck yeah, dude.
Love my Wallet Warriors. Alright. So, he has a couple of lines of play here. He could actually get rid of this Snow White right now if he wanted. He could trade into it and then Piercing Rune the Snow White.
He could. He also still gets face damage doing that. Or he could play Halo Golem, draw a card off of Witch's Cauldron, and just go 5 face here. Or Piercing Rune the Dog, go 4 face here. He just, he gets a lot of different options here, I think.
Yeah. So I'm very interested to see exactly what he's going to do. JaZe, no, I can't get enough of that Aegis, man. Like, I just keep looking at it like, oh,
it's distracting, nice right? It's so good looking. Oh, the more defensive play from Hacterox is going to get him punished here by Priest of the Cudgel.
Oh man, here comes the Priest of the Cudgel. This is about as good as it gets, really, right? Like,
yeah, it really is. This is a Priest jam if I ever saw one.
Yep. JaZe's taking the time to consider it, though. Maybe he wants to go for Angel of the Word, not that I understand why he would, but...
I think most players hate Priest of the Cudgel for what he does, and I think JaZe's doing a psychological attack here. He's going to float the Priest of the Cudgel, and Hacterox, when he sees it, will be like, he had Cudgel the whole time. Why didn't he just play Cudgel immediately? So,
yeah.
Hacterox
when you start
also
asking yourself those
what
questions,
JaZe considered better than that, too. Like,
actually, one of the things is when you start asking yourself those questions, that can be pretty bad for you when you're playing in a tournament environment.
Exactly, yeah, true. Like, when you're thinking, man, like, Cudgel was insane that turn. Why did he take so long to play it? What could be in his hand that could possibly be better than that? And you start psyching yourself out, like, I don't think anything was better than that. I think you just floated it to make you think that.
So, like, we don't necessarily know BHANHacterox's tournament experience, but I think the more you play in tournaments, the less you'll fall prey to that.
Ooh. His answer put JaZe in a really weird spot.
Yeah. And he has to evolve here.
This Burt Rune does too much damage out of hand, so you gotta kill this Levi.
Yeah.
I'm all tuckered out.
Alright, so... not exactly the most exciting draw.
It's not. He does have Oz to draw cards, and then also ditch the Demonic Strike for 1, putting JaZe at 11.
Yeah, I mean, an option that he could use if he really wanted to draw cards, he could play the Dwarf Alchemist and then Evo it to try and draw into something, but and that's exactly what he's gonna do. I was gonna say that I don't know if that's the right line of play.
He does get to slap down Demonic Strike for full mana value. It's not usually something you want to spend full mana on. Ooh, Judge of Retribution.
Punished for evoing.
That's pretty good. I mean, banishes for free, saves and evolve, which is important.
Yep.
Frog Cleric.
Yeah. Note that JaZe didn't take forever to make that decision.
Yeah, that one was more obvious. Frog Cleric, for those of you who don't know, is a 2-mana. It's the last card in JaZe's hand, the one all the way on the left. A 2-mana 2/2 that can enhance for 4 and heal a ally for 3 if it does. So.
Yep. I think BHANHacterox probably would have wanted, you know, something a little bit more, I guess, aggressive, because Curate is going to do a pretty good job of not only taking care of this. He could this Demon's Decree, of course. I mean, he could certainly do that, but
if he curates and evolves, JaZe puts himself in the same situation we were just talking about.
But it's not as bad in this deck.
It's not as bad, for sure.
Because Burn Rune doesn't have a bunch of swarm options like Shadow does. You know, it's not as bad. So it is certainly a consideration. He does have to deal with this. Professor of Taboos, though. He can't let it sit there. Again, too much damage, too much value. Just can't.
That is true. He's gonna Themis it instead.
My daughter.
I think that was a fair Themis. Like, again,
yeah,
as you mentioned, you don't want to burn your Evos. Right now, BHANHacterox is not looking too good. I think he needs to lower the amount of cards in his hand, and he really needs to get this Wizardess of Oz out.
Right. Wizardess. Yeah, I don't know. She draws cards, but do you care about what she draws? It's kind of sad because, like, you can't Mutagenic Bolt, you can't Piercing Rune, you can't Dance of Death. He's actually not gonna play Oz. He's gonna flood the board of his hand. Well, he's gonna dump cards out of his hand, so she draws more cards and hopefully finds some better options.
I think this is a perfect Curate turn. I mean, he could also just play the Radiance Angel. But I think either Curate or Radiance. He could do Radiance Angel into Angel of the Wind.
Grimnir. Radiance Angel into Grimnir, I think. So, yeah, he's got it. It's over there next to the frog, between the dog and the frog.
Oh, he does have it. Okay, I couldn't see it. Really hard to see. All right, so
yeah, black quite a lot of cards in hand, and he actually has the Evolve here for the Aegis. So Aegis can finally get board control, and then Curate can come down after. So.
Yeah, JaZe's in very firm control of this game. Very firm control. So, alright, so he's gonna burn face, which is fine. He has lowered the amount of cards in hand.
He does.
But
he burns face for a lot.
I guess it's definitely coming down right now.
Yeah, Aegis is gonna come down, it's gonna evolve. Hopefully he doesn't play the regular art one. Yes, plays the alt art first.
There you go.
You were done for.
Oh, it looks so good. Oh my gosh.
Here
we go, Aegis coming down, it evolves and does something to the board. And it's not just a blank play.
Ooh. Not.
I am a fiction and a falsehood.
Bolt, unfortunately, does not affect Aegis. So, ooh.
And all bricks. All the time. I mean, he can use Price of Magic on that, but... Man, feels...
Those are literally Earthrights. Yes, they are. They are bricks.
Literal bricks.
Yep.
Literal bricks.
Ooh, this is looking pretty bad for BHANHacterox. That Aegis is going to put a 2-turn clock on him. It can attack him twice and win the game. Not through Iron Scrap Smelter, though. If he Price some Magics and Iron Scrap Smelter, the 0-2 ward will stop the 10-10 Indestructible for 1 turn.
Yeah. But, again, he's sitting basically just on the edge of the cliff.
He just has a certain inevitability to it, and either, Burt Rune can as well, but Not with Curate coming down. Curate healing you for 5 is a huge deal.
Yeah, it is. And I don't see a world where he doesn't just play the Curate. I mean, I guess
Jams
he could.
Curate.
I mean, he plays Curate and...
Actually, I mean, if he Grimners, he sets up 2-turn lethal.
I mean,
He might die through it, though.
Judge do the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, he would... Well, yeah, Curate could do the same thing, but he doesn't do 10 damage. If he plays Grimner, he gets 10 damage in this turn.
No. I said Judge, not Grim.
Judge. Judge,
because he has a Judgment.
Judge would, yes. He's going for that. Judge Grimner? Judge. He's gonna clear. And then he hands Frog Cleric. Heck yeah. Coming in. Heal him for 3.
No, the more he heals, the more this game just goes out of reach.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure. This is...
I think the game is way out of reach right now.
Save my daughter.
Oh boy.
Taboos actually can hit. It can randomly target Aegis, but it won't do anything. So if it does, rip. Hit the frog. It's good.
Well, he has... Dark Shot, I think...
He has 12 plus 5. He has 12 plus 5.
So...
12 plus 5 sounds like 17 to me.
It does sound like 17. So
JaZe has the lethal. He literally top decked it again.
Does he see it?
I don't know. 12 plus 5. What if he slow rolls it?
I totally buy that he would do that.
Hey, 12 plus 5. He got there. Alright.
Alright.
Impressive.
Still have the clock anyway.
He did slow roll it.
Yeah, he did.
He knew he had it. He was doing little thinking postures, you know. But he's like, I know he's dead.
He played it up for the camera. He's like, should I kill him or should I kill him? I'm not sure.
I mean, he could have extended it just a little bit more, though. He could have played the Angel of the Word after that.
Yeah, he actually could have done even more damage. You're right.
Alright, so it looks like BHANHacterox has to really think about...
Yeah, it's gonna put JaZe on Shadow.
I think that JaZe's fine with that. You know, he led first with Aegis against Burn Rune. However, Burn Rune does do really well against Shadow, so...
Right.
You know...
Burt Rune is pretty good against Shadow. They try to flood the board, and you play your Burt cards, and you get rid of their stuff, so...
Yep.
Father, come on.
Right.
Which is basically Master Mage Levi. Pretty much Master Mage Levi.
Yep.
Is where most of that matchup is packed in. But he plays Taboos, so...
Well, he also doesn't have to worry about Shadow healing a ton. You know?
True. Yep.
He doesn't have to worry about that in this matchup.
That is definitely true. So the damage he gets on there will be a little bit more permanent, but you might not be able to get the damage on there because Shadow, unlike Haven, is a faction that actually plays minions. They actually fight for the board a little bit, so...
Yeah.
Let's get into trouble.
Alright, so...
Love drawing the 1-drop after you can't play the 1-drop.
Yeah! That's just something that happens, but man is it annoying.
Yep, man is it annoying. He can fill in here and play a 2 and a 1, or go for a 3. Price of Magic would punish the Bone Chimera if he goes for it.
I think he has to be considered of that. He does know his opponent's deck list, but he did not see his opponent play Price of Magic last game, so...
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Price of Magic hit a 2/2 Angel thing. What, Radiance Angel, that's his name.
Right! You're right. It did.
Yeah.
It did.
So it's gonna punish him here. He's gonna Price of Magic away the Bone Chimera. He's gonna trade the 2/2 into the 2/2. And it's gonna leave Shadow with nothing on board.
Which is kind of the position you want to go in. And not only that, but he also has...
Ooh.
And he's doing that at all. He's just going face. What I was going to say is that that JaZe's on no shadows up to this point. So
yeah,
obviously the lower you can keep them on shadows, the better.
Right. That banish is huge because Bone Chimera dies 3 times. Bone Chimera is a 3 mana or a 3 play point. 3/3 basically within 3 bodies that gives 3 shadows. So banishing Bone Chimera is a huge deal.
So I think here, he could he's gonna have to play this Dwarf Alchemist.
Yeah, for sure.
You're done for.
He'll evolve
Evolving
into
it
the
feels
one.
kind of bad, but he's going second, so he has 3 evolves here. Ooh, Illusionist.
Ooh, that's not bad. That's actually really good against Shadow.
Looks like he goes for the Red Hot to fill that 2 play point instead. And he pops the Bone Chimera into more bodies.
I don't know. That one seemed a little bit questionable, but I mean, would you just play Magic Illusionist there? I mean, I think I would have, but
maybe
just to get it out. I mean, he will be able to play Goblin Mage next turn probably, and then be able to get the Magic Illusionist out. Magic Illusionist to me is one of the best cards you can have against Shadow.
Constantly trades for all of their minions. Unfortunately for JaZe, he drew another 7 play point card here. He drew 2 of them back to back. And he does not want to Soul Squasher this 3/2, I bet, because those shadows are so important to him. He could Soul Squasher, evolve for face, and then also play this Dark Conjurer, which would give him the most possible face damage.
Coming for you.
Okay, so he's going to trade that way. He'll have a 3/3 and a 2/2 on board.
It saves the Soul Squasher even, so he floats 3 play points there just to save that Soul Squasher.
Well, I don't see why he would have played the Soul Squasher there. He knows his opponent's going to have to Evo into it, Evo into his board. So, right. I mean, it's basically just saying, oh, he got the Levy.
Ooh. But again, Magic Illusionist is probably just your better play here. Because if you evolve a Magic Illusionist, Soul Squasher is terrible against that. You don't want a Soul Squasher. He didn't evolve.
And he's not evolving.
That was so good. He had nothing to play this turn, but he drew the best possible card to play this turn.
Yeah, for sure. So, I think we're going to see that Death's Breath for sure. One of the, just to point out to the audience, like one of the key things about fighting Burn Rune, or Burt Rune as we're calling it now, is that you want to deal with their sigils. Like, the less sigils they have in play, the less options they have. And right now, there's a lot of sigils in play.
There are quite a few. Usually, JaZe's weighing the options here. He has to get a 6th shadow for Death's Breath to give all the zombies ward. But he also has to weigh the options here. Like, does he bother trading into that and then possibly having Master Mage Levi wipe his entire board? We know that it can't because Taboos is actually in BHANHacterox's list, but he's definitely weighing his options here, which way he wants to play this out.
Well, he's just playing the Death's Breath. Doesn't care. He wants the shadows.
He wants to keep them for Eater, I would imagine.
Yeah. And no Evo, which is fine. He did break a sigil, so there's that. But now, oh man. I like JaZe's line of just playing the Death's Breath. He will build a ton of shadows. Yeah, for the bodies, yeah.
It's not something we see too often. This Magic Illusionist trading in, actually, not a lot of people know that, but Taboos puts a consistent, he has a consistent effect, where if any enemy minion ever dies without Earthrights here, then you do get a zombie. But at the end of the turn, it also pops an Earthright to eat a minion, which will also give you a zombie, so...
Yeah.
Hacterox basically just played Eater himself. Oh, he drew 3 7 play point cards in a row. That's so unfortunate.
Well, I mean, I don't know how well, it's unfortunate right now, I guess. But I mean, he does still have that Soul Squasher to take care of the professor. So he does have that.
That is true. Squasher would also eat up 4 shadows, though. So
it would, but I mean, do you want to? Yeah. Okay. So stop there. Upon you.
Jam Thane, trade into the Illusionist Evolve, Thane into the 5/5 sounds pretty good. However, he did. Okay, he goes for it. Yeah, he does. Okay, I was gonna say he could have saved that Evolve, but he didn't. So.
See you soon, my daughter.
Well, he does open himself up to that.
There's no Earthright yet, and he does just have one in hand.
He has it, yeah, and he can just play it, wipe the board up. He can get a lot of damage in this turn.
Oh yeah, of course. Drawing Master Mage Levi there was really good.
Yeah, whoa, yeah, it was. But we know Big Papa coming down.
Here comes the Eekter. Pretty good card, I've heard.
Really?
I think.
There's no way it's a good card.
No,
trade with
not, right.
his board and have a 5/6. That's terrible.
No, it's horrible. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. I'm sorry. My bad.
And plus, it burns up all your shadows. That's an awful card.
Yeah, terrible. Look at this White King. It doesn't even have Bane and Ward. Oh wait, JK. Because those zombies that died, gave him the shadows back.
Who's as old as dirt?
All right, so Levy coming down. He's obviously eviling it.
It's just
But
back in the old
like if you look at how JaZe's played this game up to now, like
I'm all tuckered out.
unlike most like shadow decks that you normally see, he hasn't really been drawing tons of cards.
Yeah, this play is just ugh. He does put him at 6 though, so.
I mean, he does. I mean, he's sitting on 2 Wizardess in hand, so I mean, he could just top that, and we know he's running Demonic Strikes, so he could just draw in Demonic Strikes, lickety split, finish his game.
He could, yes. JaZe, however, can Thane, and if Hacterox doesn't draw either Lethal or Mutagenic Bolt, this is really good for JaZe.
Yeah.
But he probably will draw one of them. He'll draw one of them, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he gets to draw a minimum. Well, he's definitely going to draw 3 cards. Oh wait, no. Let's see. He plays the other card. It'd be 4 cards. My bad. So, he will be able to draw some cards with his Wizardess, depending on what he draws right now.
This is basically up to Wizardess.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you've played. I'm not sure if you have, but there's a feeling when you jam a Wizardess and you're like this close to lethal, and then all of a sudden, boom, you win. Even though your opponent had you dead to rights, it's a pretty good feeling.
Oh yeah, Wizardess can definitely do that, but she can also do the opposite. She can just draw nothing. Yeah.
Well, we did see it last game. Last game we saw. Yeah, we saw her pull some rat. Ooh. Okay.
Piercing's good, but it's not good yet. Yes.
Well, I mean, she does have the Wizardess, so.
Oh gosh.
Well, he can. Oh man, this feels awful. So
that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Those literal bricks we were talking about.
He takes 1 here, and he's staring back at 13 on the board.
Yeah. So any 1 damage.
JaZe draws 1 damage. If JaZe draws Soul Conversion, if he draws Demon Eater, if he draws Eater, if he draws Angel of the Word, it's 1 damage. Got him.
Right. JaZe, don't miss lethal.
2 plus 2 is 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 5 is 13 plus 1 is 14.
No.
Counting with casters here. He got it.
Yep. And
impressive.
Wow.
Looks like
job.
There it is, a 2-0 victory for JaZe, and NGE is now upgraded from Season 1. We can teach arithmetic and also perform arithmetic on desk. JaZe top decking lethal in both games. Both games he top decked the last answer he needed, and he was definitely ahead, I think, for most of this.